Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk.
And welcome to another edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your co-hosts. I'm Eric Reiner.
I'm the other one. I am Stacey Heller. Maybe I should go by I'm the other one for now on.
I'm the other one. Okay.
I'm the other one. I don't know.
We could have T-shirts.
Right? I'm the other one.
Both of us will just say I'm the other one. Yes.
I mean,
and on the back it'll say your podcast pals or something
exactly.
like that.
I've been called worse. Somebody called me. Yes. Somebody called me that.
Haven't we all?
Well, I mean, recently, like as an adult, you don't really get called names.
Oh, I'm sure you do. You just don't usually hear it.
Okay, you have a point. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Anyway, we're already totally off topic, but I mean, completely on topic, of course.
Right.
That's what happens.
Because that's how this show works, because we are conversational off-roaders. We take the longest scenic route to any topic that there is. And,
have you ever gone ATVing, by the way?
I have not.
I went briefly, and I was like, I have never felt my inner skeleton more than I did on that 20-minute ride. I was like, oh, okay, this is crazy. I mean, it's fun. I get it, but also it just rattles you.
I imagine it would. Yeah, it's bumpy.
Yeah, but we don't.
It's bad enough with the potholes that we have here in the Northwest. I feel like I've been on an ATV just trying to drive through my neighborhood.
Totally. So I mean,
and my street especially is really ragged, and I vacillate between like, I wish the city would fix this, and I'm so glad the city is not fixing this because it's natural speed bumps and people like already burned through our street at way too fast a speed. But my only solace in that is that, they're probably destroying their car.
Well, I was going to say you could collect the hubcaps and you could be like, hey, are you looking for a hubcap? And like have a little side hustle.
So far, I haven't seen any hubcaps bounce off, thankfully. But I'll keep that in mind.
Now that I've said it, it's going to happen.
This may be the way we fund the podcast going forward.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, listeners, if you have a side hustle selling hubcaps and you're interested in trying to figure out how to use your marketing dollars, then consider being a sponsor of Don't Ask Me to Talk. We would be happy to talk about your side hustle or your main hustle for that matter.
Hell yeah.
Right?
We hustle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm pretty much willing to work for peanuts. That's right. I will promote peanuts.
That's right. If planters, if you're listening,
yep.
let's get Mr. Peanut on the show. He's back from the dead now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna have to look up the Wikipedia on Mr. Peanut because it's been a little while. But there was like a big thing where they killed him off a few years ago, I think.
Was it a peanut allergy that killed him?
No, I think didn't he fall out of a plane or something insane?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
But yeah, I'm not sure that's the best way to promote your product by murdering your beloved mascot. But
no, although I don't think that the mascot was problematic because I know that there are some
he's
brands.
a peanut,
right? I mean, and so I don't think
even
like,
people with allergies kind of love peanuts. I mean,
Right.
they're like, it's going to kill me, but, no shade on nuts. They're
well,
delicious.
I will say this.
I'll go out doing what I love.
Well, I don't know. I actually would argue, and if you are somebody that is allergic, whatever the scale is, I have actually heard from a reputable source, the mother of somebody that has a anaphylactic response to peanuts, that it's almost like the human body knows what it can take and what it can't. So she and her son actually went before Congress to talk about getting EpiPens in schools in case somebody has a response, because EpiPens are actually a prescription, and so they're therefore assigned to individual students. But their argument is that there should be one in case somebody has a reaction and they don't know. And so then the nurse has one at their disposal, right?
Yeah,
So anyway,
I mean, that seems like that.
common sense.
I can't believe that this is a thing that anybody would have to litigate. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, what they were talking about with peanuts and kids with allergies is that like, oh, they're going to go to a birthday party and they're just going to start eating the cookies with, nuts in them and whatever. And the point that her son Charlie made is like, no, you're kind of not into it. It's like your body has like no interest in it. You're more likely to be into like sour candies or things that don't have nuts. So I feel like it reminds me.
I'm sure they tell themselves that.
Okay. You know what? I'll tell you what, the people with peanut allergies are going to come after you.
There is no way anybody is like, there's no way anybody's like, I don't want that Reese's. They want that Reese's. They might not be able to have it, but they want that Reese's.
I think
peanut butter cup.
I think we're getting our first hate mail. I think that this
Come at me, bros.
I think that
I will smack you down with a payday.
You know what? That's mean.
I am just kidding, of course. I am spewing BS here, and my apologies to all our nut allergy listeners.
I'm like,
I am just kidding around, of course.
They are gonna come after us. It's gonna be crazy. No, I stand by it. I think that people that have nut allergies generally are not attracted to eating things with nuts. It's like how animals know what berries or what grasses or whatever to eat.
Sure.
So there you go. There's my argument. So anyway, Planters, that doesn't mean that I would not be willing to be sponsored by you.
We don't have nut allergies.
I know.
And we don't have money allergies either.
Right. Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. I will happily hawk your wares.
Obviously, from my rant at the beginning here of the show, I am a nut. So, yeah, let's take advantage of that.
Do you have a favorite nut?
Wow, that's a hard one because there's so many. I love all nuts. I don't think that there's and please don't take this out of context, folks.
Eric's a nut guy.
That's right. But I mean, I haven't had a bad nut, if I'm honest. All nuts are good, in my opinion. And again, I'm talking about the food item.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's not take this out of context.
It can still be taken out of context. Okay. Now, when you go to, let's say, a baseball game or some event, I don't know, a carnival, and you get a bag of peanuts in the shells, do you
Sure, I don't
open
do
up
that,
but we're pretending. We're role playing here.
It's in the song. Buy me the peanuts, buy me the Cracker Jacks. Sure.
Right. Do you, like my husband, throw the whole thing in your mouth, shell and all?
Technically, those are legumes. But because nut is in the name, I'm going to allow it.
Wow. Someone's feeling feisty today.
Well, I know half our listeners have nut allergies and the other half are pedants. And both of them are extremely angry at this point. But we're going to win you back. We're going to win you back. So just stay tuned.
Yeah.
But what was the question? Oh, I have eaten the peanuts shell at all. If it's cooked, if it's roasted like that, because
Yep.
then it like softens up the shell. But most of the time, of course, I would just buy peanuts without shells.
Yeah, I think it's the first time that I was hanging out with my then boyfriend or fiance, now husband, and he was just like tossing the peanuts
Your
in the
ex-boyfriend.
shell. My ex-boyfriend, now husband. I broke up with him so that we could get married.
Right.
I was shocked that he threw the peanuts in his mouth with the shell on. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's delicious. This is so bad out of context.
I mean, it's a lot of fiber.
It's a lot of fiber.
That's good, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So he's just a regular guy when he eats those nuts. And there's the tagline for today's show.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, if they roast the shells and everything, it can be pretty good. I think you typically are still spitting out a lot of that shell, but it is a quick, easy way to, crack them open, So I admit I've taken that shortcut. It's nothing I'm proud of, but it's definitely happened. Been a long time, though.
Now, when it comes to eating nut butters.
And by the way, thanks for listening to Nuts About Nuts, the new sub podcast from Don't Ask Me to Talk.
I know we have this is what happens though. We haven't even, whatever.
And by the way, to finally answer your question, I think I'm going to say Brazil nuts are maybe possibly my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know if a Brazil nut ran me over. I don't think I would know what it was. Like, what does it look like? Is it those big Mamba Jamba ones?
Yeah. They're brown and in the shell, they're big and brown. I think the reason I like them is that shell is like super hard to open. So once you get it, you're like, oh, the reward, Do
they
put all this effort into it? This better be good, and it is.
When you buy, I don't know if you had this. When I was growing up, we always had during the holidays, like the big thing of like mixed nuts in the shell with the crackers. Yep. Are the Brazil nuts the ones that are in that mixture?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, those are good. But you're right. It's like you feel they look like a rock and they're really hard to open.
Yeah. You know what? I'm changing my mind. It's hazelnuts. That's what I like the best. But the inverse of the Brazil nut, they're also very hard to open hazelnuts. And you get such a little reward for it that I felt like cracking those nuts. The Brazil nut was my fave because you get a bigger, you put in the effort, but you get a bigger nut.
That's called the ROI.
Yeah, it feels more like it's worth it. Whereas the hazelnut, it's delicious, but cracking that open and trying to get that little bit of nut out is kind of it's a pain, you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like the full reward that you want for the amount of effort that you put in. But if you get some of those shelled or in stuff, like say Nutella, hard to beat a hazelnut.
I don't like hazelnuts.
Yeah, I know. We've covered. You don't like anything. It's fine.
So rude. So true, but so rude. Okay, but then what's your favorite nut butter? Like there are people that like almond butters and all these different kinds. Like, are you a classic peanut butter guy?
I mean, this may out me as a basic bitch, but I'm going to go with peanut butter.
Yeah,
I've tried all the others, and they're not as smooth. They separate more the oil from.
I know. Do you go do like organic, or do you just get like good old fashioned like Skippy or Jif or something?
Oh, I don't do the Skippies or the Jifs. What I switched to recently is the bulk section of my local supermarket has a peanut grinder, and you can make your own peanut butter. And
who are you?
It's really fun and
That is
delicious.
fun, but I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
And you know that it's just peanuts. So it doesn't have added sugar. It doesn't have like hydrogenated oil and all that garbage in it. It's just peanuts, and it's really good. So
I'm going to die way too early because I eat way too much of that other crap.
yeah, well, that's the thing. That stuff is delicious, but it is bad for you.
It is so bad for you. But I'm
right.
like, ugh. And nothing beats peanut butter on a Ritz cracker.
It's good.
I love it. Now I'm
Yeah.
hungry for that. Every time we record recently.
Speaking of the bulk section, breaking news on the oatmeal front.
Oh, yes. This just did.
That's right. This time around, I ran out of my regular steel cut oatmeal, sometimes known as Irish oatmeal.
Yep.
So I thought, why don't I try something different? And this time around, I got Scottish oatmeal.
What?
Right? And so, much to my surprise, Scottish oatmeal is it's
No
a little different.
Oh, it is
different. Yeah, because it's not cut like steel cut, obviously, or the whole oat kind. It's ground between rocks, so it makes more like a porridge.
Oh.
Yeah. So remember having like malto meal as a kid?
No.
Oh well.
My parents liked me.
I liked malto meal, especially the chocolate kind. That was good stuff. But it's way more like that. It's like it's a porridge kind of thing. So I'm like skeptical, have a little bit, but then sure enough, I'm like, please, sir, can I have some more? To myself.
And then you smacked yourself and you were like, sure, here, have some.
Because it was good. Yeah. But
Interesting.
I still think the steel cut is a little better. Because it tastes good, but I like the consistency more of the steel cut.
It's heartier.
Yes, and also mixing it does not go as well as you would hope.
With which one? The steel cut?
Yeah, the steel cut and the Scottish oatmeal together. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
I would think so. I feel like it would be something that you could alternatively use as a binding agent.
That's true. It's because the Scottish oatmeal really like makes clumps. So it's weird to like in the middle of your regular oatmeal just suddenly have like this clump of porridge.
Yeah. Like kitty litter.
Yes. But delicious.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that I have an update on that. I hadn't asked for a little while. I mean, these are the things that are important. If you're a longtime listener, then you know that Eric, there was a kerfuffle in the bulk aisle and he spilled oatmeal everywhere.
Yes. And they didn't even ban me from the store.
No. I mean, it's
Thank
shocking.
goodness.
But I think you sort of like, you tidied and ran.
That's right. Most people would just run instead.
You tidied and ran.
Or just hit this back out of that, nonchalantly back out of the aisle.
Oh, look at that. Clean up in bulk aisle.
Yeah, I tried to clean it up. So.
That's because you're such a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're living in a society. We got to take care of each other, right?
Right. Oh my gosh. So speaking of living, how's living been going on this week for you? What's the update? What's the haps?
Well, we like way back at the beginning of this segment, we mentioned T-shirts, like possibly doing T-shirts for the show.
Yes.
I'm excited because finally, after 10 plus years of existence with the band, we decided to get T-shirts.
You're getting merch.
So we're getting merch, yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm really happy with the design. So I'm ever hopeful that they're going to turn out nice and people will actually want to buy them. But
I can't believe you didn't share the design with me.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, you got to send it. Like, come on, man. This is the kind of thing that I do. Like, I create logos and images and merch stuff.
Well, I worked with a designer that I really like. And it's known in Tacoma for doing really good work with his graphics for, rock stuff. So I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah.
That's fair. Well, and I think you and the band, you guys have a very clear aesthetic. So I'm sure it is a bit of a throwback and kind of cool and definitely has the rock vibe.
It's definitely a throwback in that it's got an image from like 1910 on it. So
that'll do it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see that. And then are you going to make them available for our listeners if our listeners are interested in getting one of your t-shirts?
Of course. Yeah. I bought like 20 of them. So I need people to buy these things. Otherwise they're going to be just sitting in a drawer in my house.
And do you have multiple sizes? Are you size inclusive?
Got all the sizes.
Right.
I mean, extra large is where we stop in that at the moment. We'll see if people want the triple X or the quadruple X, and we'll maybe special order those later. But
all right, well, put me down for an XXL. I'm a bigger girl, and I like a loose T-shirt in the summertime.
Okay,
that's one. You sold one.
Awesome.
Woo! You're just like, look at the money flying in the studio. It's raining dollar bills.
It's only $200. So.
Oh, wait, what? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a t-shirt today. A la Wimpy.
Right, yes.
Right? Remember that?
Will the fumes of the silk screen lure you
exactly
across the street as you float towards it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know the reference, it's from Popeye? Is it Popeye? Yeah. And the guy Wimpy who
I yams what I yams.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of yams, by the way,
Olive. I'm sorry, I'm doing all of Popeye's catchphrases.
Where's
here,
Brutus?
Brutus, yeah, or Bluto. I think it was Brutus and Bluto.
Bluto, yeah.
Over time.
Are they brothers?
No, I think it was the same guy. I think they just changed his name.
That's amazing.
For some reason. I think it was a licensing thing for some odd reason. Yeah.
Oh, maybe because it was too close to Pluto and Disney.
Huh? Possibly. But I think it changed it from Brutus to Bluto. So I don't know.
We're going to have to look this up.
Yes. Over the break, we're going to be frantically doing a deep dive on this Popeye supporting cast.
Yeah, we are. We totally are. Anyway.
Did you ever see the live action movie of Popeye, by the way?
With Robin Williams?
Yeah.
And Shelley Duvall?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, did I survive the 70s? Of course I saw it.
I saw it in the theater as a child.
I did too.
And I was like, this is kind of bad. And then
even Robin Williams is like, I had a really popular TV show. And so then I decided to do Popeye. He was like, that was a career killer for a minute.
Yeah. Because there's tons of movies where it's like it bombs, or sometimes the critics are like, this is awful. But then it's actually a good movie, or it has some kind of like special appeal to it. So I thought, well, maybe, obviously as a kid, I didn't make that decision. My mom took me to it, and I kind of enjoyed it a little bit, but it was still, I was aware that this is not what I signed up for.
Right. But you got to go to the movies, and you probably got some popcorn, so it wasn't all bad.
But not that long ago, I tried to watch it again, and I could not make it through more than 20 minutes of it. I was just like, yeah, I stick with my toddler review.
He was my toddler review. He sort of had like the elasticity that Jim Carrey was known for in his earlier roles. And it can come across as a bit manic. And, like Robin Williams sort of chilled out like a fine wine over time.
Right. I don't think he was the problem with that movie, though.
Oh,
I think
love that we're talking about this. This is like a cultural blind spot for people.
It was, and we'll have to get into that in the next segment. But just to wrap up the Popeye thing, it's like a musical with no good songs. And it looks like just depressing and sad, the whole movie.
Like Grease too.
And it's supposed to be fun, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Literally like Grease too.
Yeah. Listeners, if you've seen Popeye, the live action movie, love to hear your thoughts. Asking at Don't Ask Me to Talk, or you can call us or leave us a voicemail or text us.
You totally can. And you know what? The number to do that is 475-999-2726. We would totally love to hear from you because, yeah, 100%.
Awesome. You know what time it is?
Time for a break?
That's right.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Yeah, we'll dive into some cultural blind spots. And what's that? The resurrection of Dear Krabby? Find out after the break. Stay tuned. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment, leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726.
Don't ask me to talk.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Eric Ryder, one of your podcast pals.
And I'm Stacy. I'm the other one.
That's right.
My new tagline.
Breaking news.
Yep. Speaking of characters, we did do the deep dive in the short break that we had.
That's right.
Looked it up, right?
Yes.
So
we confirmed that Pluto and Brutus are the same character.
Yes. And it turned out you were right. It was a rights issue.
The Popeye cartoon series ceased production in 1957, and Pluto's name was changed to Brutus because at the time it was believed by King Features that Paramount Pictures, distributors of the Fleischer Studios cartoons, own the rights to the name Pluto. So King Features actually owned the name, as Pluto had been originally created for the comic strip. So there you go.
There you go. The more you know, folks.
That's right.
I mean, I can't believe somebody trademarks a name, but then you think about celebrity culture and the celebrities that have trademarked names, right?
Of course, yeah. This is the segment of the show where we do a couple things. At least recently, we've kind of fallen into the groove of a couple things here where we answer questions from listeners looking for advice with a feature we call Dear Krabby. And then the other thing we like to talk about is our cultural blind spots that we've possibly erased during this last week or so.
I think we start with the Dear Krabby advice. And we have two different things that we can talk about. So I'm going to let you choose. The first is the question about allowances through time. So for kids. And then the second one is someone actually came to me and I haven't connected with them yet. So maybe we can help do this homework. They are going out on the speaking circuit and they have a podcast and are thinking of, okay, they sort of soft launched it. What about a podcast? What are tips and tricks to get it out there? And if they're looking with the ultimate goal of doing a TED Talk of sorts, what do they need to do? So which one? Do you want to talk about giving kids an allowance? Or
let's talk about allowances, because I feel like if we had the expertise in to answer the second one, we'd be doing that.
Right? I mean, And like, we wouldn't be hawking T-shirts that says the other one.
Possibly we would. We'd sell those at the TED Talk.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right. That and peanut butter.
What would our TED Talk even be on? Popeye?
No, it would be on the joys of conversational off-roading.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple things that I could do a TED Talk on, actually. I have some ideas in this noggin of mine.
Okay.
And most of it would ultimately be making it up as I go.
Right.
But okay.
Which could also be the name of this podcast.
Yes, it could.
That would be the alternate name. Making it up as we go.
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe we're going to have to rebrand. Anyway, okay, so allowance. Did you get an allowance as a kid?
I had intermittent allowances as a kid. It was just during times where my mother felt a little bit more flush. then I would get like $1 a week. And other times when she wasn't as flush, I've never given you an allowance. What are you talking about?
Uh-huh. Right on.
Yeah.
Because that is okay. So
get a job.
I'm 6.
Right.
So the thing with allowance, having 4 children, this topic has come up, at least in our household, over the years at varying times, right? Where the kids are like, hey, can we get an allowance? And, all these kinds of things. I have an argument against allowances for a couple of reasons.
Really?
1, yes, totally. 1, chores and things like that is part of being in a household, part of being part of a community. Sure. I'm not going to attach allowance to participating in the care and keeping of a shared space. So that's that one.
Okay.
2, the consistency that it requires from me to keep track of making sure that everybody gets their allowance. And, back in the day, kids wanted cash and doing all these kinds of things. I don't have that kind of attention.
As opposed to now?
No, meaning sort of what your mom was talking about, or the idea of I didn't give you an allowance. Sometimes you give an allowance, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you remember, and then or kids come back to you and they're like, you realize that you're 32 weeks late in giving me allowance, so you owe me $32. It requires you to be on top of it. I am not a parent that is on top of it. So for very practical reasons, I'm I don't want to have to organize that. And this is pre-mom talk, let's get a calendar that does digital stars and sends a note that we need to do this, that, and the other thing. I didn't have a chore chart and stars and, you get this and you get that. So I'm old school. I, A, don't want to have to be responsible for following up on this, and B, I don't think that you get allowance for participating. Now, there are times when the kids could earn some money doing extra jobs outside of the scope of, say, I don't know, living in my home and being a family member, in which case I would pay them for that like I would pay somebody else, right?
Sure.
I don't know. Am I mean? I mean, and the other thing is, I also made the argument with my then older kids as they headed into middle school. I'm like, I could give you an allowance. However, that means that I will stop buying you the occasional thing that I see or covering something for you. And you actually make more money by not getting a weekly allowance and by me buying you some random t-shirt at overpriced Hollister. So I don't know. I might be a little too old school in my so this is why this was a good thing to bring to Dear Krabby, because I figure a different perspective is a good thing.
Yeah. So I only have obviously I've never had kids. So my
That
perspective,
doesn't stop people without kids from having an opinion.
well, that's true. That's true.
Like,
I pay
what?
my taxes. Let
Exactly.
me tell you how to raise your kids.
Exactly.
But I'm just giving the disclaimer that I've never had kids. But as a kid, getting an allowance was something that I really enjoyed and looked forward to, even if it was very small, because over time, that savings could compound, and I could buy something
Eggs.
that I really wanted. Yes.
I wonder if I can get an allowance now from my mom. Anyway.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I think you're right in that everybody's got to chip in. I mean, just being part of a family unit, you're expected to help and keep things running smoothly by doing your part.
Right.
But there is something to that, getting that reward that is motivating. And there's something to the fact that it's your money at that point, that you get to decide what to do with it, and you can save or you can blow that money and then live with the consequences that you just spent, your allowance on a 48 pack of Hubba Bubba that you're going to get sick of, whatever, in a week. You know what I mean? That's just an example. Or you could get it all together and then buy that video game cartridge or whatever after several weeks. And I don't know what the best amount to give, but I do think that I think that the benefits outweigh the drawbacks when it comes to allowance. I think your kids, A, will enjoy it, be motivated to help more, but also just the fact that, I don't know, they can't get a job. I think when they can get a job, then sure, they no longer get an allowance once they can get a job.
Right.
But before they can get a job, there's something to, as a kid, being able to have a little bit of your own money, and not so much that you go nuts and, get on the dark web and import like opiates or whatever, but
Okay.
just enough that they can buy, some snacks occasionally or something like that they want, just on their own, to have that, or that, like I said, they can learn about saving. They can learn about what happens when you just blow money. They can, what I mean? It's like there's some real important lessons that come with allowance. So I am for it. I don't think you should spoil your kids by giving them huge allowances. But a little bit. Like I said, I was getting $1 a week during the times that I got allowance, which was, even back then, not a lot of money. But I was so thankful for that. It really actually did make a big difference to me, because it meant I could get a comic book or whatever when I wanted to. And I didn't have to justify it or beg my mom, please. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say it does teach the kids about sort of financial responsibility, and learning early on, ooh, are you a saver? Are you a spender? What are the consequences of being the saver? You're saving it for a rainy day, and, can you just let it go a little and not be such a saver? And then the spender is I don't have any money. It's all gone because I bought the 40 pack of Hubba Bubba. So, I mean, it does teach some early lessons about financial responsibility. So it's a delicate balance. Do you want your kid to be a good cohabitator? Do you want your kid to be good at financial planning? You probably want both. So maybe.
But I mean, you also have that thing that it's well, you didn't do what I asked you to do, so you're not getting your allowance. You know what I mean? It actually gives you leverage that you didn't have before, without yeah, exactly. Just like Santa, and Santa's got all the power. We know that,
right? I mean, it's sort of interesting. Wouldn't it be interesting if you let Santa be the bad guy and They need like the elf on a shelf, but they need him in like a corporate suit. So he's watching to make sure you're doing your job. And if you are, then you're going to get your money from the ultimate big boss. And then you're like out of it. You're like, I'm middle management.
Sure. Well, I mean, that is the whole concept of Santa, right? I mean, he was bringing coal to kids that misbehaved. Like some cultures, he had like assistants that would whip kids and kidnap them and stuff if they didn't behave. So this is not a new idea when it comes to Santa, of course. But it was all about motivating kids to behave.
Exactly. But, why make it just at Christmas time? I'm just saying.
Sure. Yeah. What's he doing the other 355 days out of the year?
He's in Margaritaville.
That's right.
All right.
Put him to work.
So now I can share this with the person that asked. So thank you for asking. Here's kind of what our thoughts are. Hopefully it helps. If you have any follow-up questions, then you know where you can find us. We're happy.
I wonder if other advice columnists had these like rigorous debates in their head before writing stuff down.
Probably not.
Split personalities.
I know. But I think it's good because it's multiple perspectives. And, as you say, we have over 100 years of experience that
between
we can apply. So,
that's right. Yes.
So you're welcome.
A century of experience.
Exactly. All right.
All right.
Now, do we have any time to talk about cultural blind spots now?
Yeah, because our topic today, by the way, what vegetable are we? I think is going to go pretty quick. So I think we can spend a little time on cultural blind spots.
Excellent.
Did you have any that you wiped out this week or anything along these lines that you...
I'm hesitant to say that it's a cultural blind spot. However, I watched a show that's on Netflix called The Residence, which is basically a fun murder mystery a la like Only Murders in the Building. And it's set in the White House. And I watched it, air quotes, by downloading the episodes. And then on my drive over to the lake house, I listened to it in the car. So you know how I talk.
So in lieu of a podcast, you listen to a TV show.
Yes. So I have talked about this for a long time, that one of the reasons that it's hard for me to do some of these cultural blind spot things is because I'm not really a movie and TV gal. Very often I would sit in my front living room and I'd listen to Pete watching TV and I'd have questions and that kind of thing. And so it was sort of perfect. I had the phone like...
sounds sort of dangerous.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was perfectly fine because I don't need to watch it. I just needed to listen to it.
Uh-huh.
And it was great. I got to the end and it was awesome. And the title cards were actually done by my favorite artist. Before I left, I had watched one episode while not driving and noticed how much I liked the title cards. And I was like, that looks just like Mara Kalman, her artwork. And I looked it up. Sure enough. So another reason to watch it. If you like the eccentric artwork and stylings of Mara Kalman, check out the show. It was really good.
What's it called again?
It's called The Residence.
The Residence. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah. So
when
I'm
not
fun.
Driving.
Look, I don't advise this for our listeners. Of course I don't advise it. And also, I didn't watch it. I listened to it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anyway, what about you? How did you do on the list?
Okay, so I got a different tact this week because I didn't like go back and watch an old movie or something like I've done in the past. I did rewatch Rogue One because I finished watching Andor season 2, which, by the way, was amazing.
Yeah, you said that it's really good.
And since it's a prequel to Rogue One, it leads right up to it. And so rewatching Rogue One gave it a whole different kind of feel and extra weight to everything and a new context that I was really excited to check out. And it still holds up as a great movie, a great Star Wars movie. And there's a couple things in there that still bug me and that bugged me the first time around. One, Peter Cushing, who played a Grand Moff Tarkin, one of the main villain guys in the original Star Wars trilogy. He's long since dead. So when they made the movie, they actually did a CGI recreation of him and then had somebody imitate his voice essentially to do his lines. And at the time I thought this is a bad idea. And watching the movie, it really looked like someone put a video game character in the middle of a live action movie. And so it sticks out like a sore thumb. Oh, other people at the time were like, no, this looks amazing. I don't think anybody now thinks it looks amazing. It's just got this kind of uncanny valley kind of thing. And it's just, it didn't work then and doesn't work still to this day. And I wish that what they would do is film a lookalike actor and then just insert him in all those shots and take that out, because it's the one thing that really keeps this movie from being an all-time classic. And I still think it's a great movie, but I mean, It would be so much better without the CGI Peter Cushing in it. And I think also it was a dangerous precedent for movies going forward too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they also CGI a Princess Leia in there. But that one works a little bit better because I think they used actual footage of her and then kind of just massage it so it looks like she's saying the one line that she says in the movie.
Right. Well, and they had used that kind of before when it was a message from her that was coming through. So it's in a way you're right, I can vibe with that.
And it's gotten a little better in the time since the movie has been released to now, but it still looks fakey. And I would just rather they just recast people, because they did that with other roles and it's just so much better. So yeah, so that's the one thing about that has bugged me then, bugs me now. But I think for the next several weeks, I'm going to be rewatching that original Star Wars trilogy because it all leads together. You know what I mean? So
you're there. You might as well keep going.
I'm going to end on Return of the Jedi here in about 3 weeks, I think. But yeah. And for anybody that's a Star Wars fan that hasn't checked out Andor or Rogue One, is essential viewing. I'll say that. But on a different take on the cultural blind spot thing.
Yes.
I will say this. I recently went to Barnes & Noble for the first time in over a decade. And I really got this nostalgic kind of flashback to the 90s when I used to hang out in bookstores and music stores all the time. I haven't done that in forever because of the internet. And so it was a kind of a good feeling.
Right. Barnes and Noble are taking over because there's one in Issaquah now where I live.
Yeah.
And they're taking over old Bed Bath and Beyond spaces because they're so big. And there's now brick and mortar bookstores. It's crazy. They've
managed to survive where so many others have, failed. And it was just the same as it was, 15 years ago or whenever I was last in a Barnes and Noble. And
how long did you get distracted and lost for?
Oh, not that long. Okay. I went in for one specific thing, which was a imported magazine that they had, but they didn't have the most recent issue yet. But I was able to look around, and it gave me the kind of tingly vibes that that just brought me back. And so in keeping with that, I went to the mall for the first time in a decade.
What? Actually, yes. Funny you say that. I went to the mall last week, but I want to hear about your experience because mine, it hasn't been a decade. It's been a while, but tell me, did you go to Spencer Gifts? Did you go to Claire's to get your earrings?
No, I'll tell you where I went. I went to JCPenney.
What?
Yes.
There's a JCPenney?
Talk about a flashback. But this is the thing that was shocking to me. It was packed. The mall was slammed on a Sunday. It was super busy. And you hear all this stuff about how like brick and mortar stores can't compete anymore. They're all going out of business, etc. All the legacy brands, goodbye, because Amazon owns everything now, etc., etc. But JCPenney was doing a hopping business, and the mall itself was really thriving and just full of customers. So
Wow.
It was a cultural blind spot for me because I had just kind of bought into this narrative like, okay, well, that's going to be all closed here soon. But obviously, America says no. America says we want a certain amount of brick and mortar retail, and we want to go spend money in a place and try on clothes and buy stuff in person. And yeah, it was thriving. So kudos to them, I guess. But
it's so interesting.
I got a new shirt.
Wow. Are you wearing it right now?
I'm wearing it right now. Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
And then after that, I went to Costco, by the way, too. So I really was just going to all the insane, crazy places on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's bold and brave. Talk about a brave new era. So first of all, the mall thing, I went on a Thursday night. My youngest son was like, hey, by the way, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I'm going to a networking event and I need something other than my clothes that I wear every day. And we're like, oh, thanks for all the notice. Awesome. And so we're able to execute something for him. Now, the mall that I went to in Bellevue, it was super quiet, but that mall in Bellevue tends to be more of an upscale place, so I feel like it's not as thriving. Like Macy's is one of the anchors, Nordstrom is another.
Same thing at the Tacoma Mall.
Okay.
Where I went. Yeah.
I don't know why it was, maybe because it was a Thursday night and not a Sunday, honestly. It could totally be it, but it reminded me of what a third space malls used to be, right? There was like work or school and home, and it was like where you could go to like eat and hang, and your parents were more likely to let you wander around the mall with a friend because you're sticking together, and like you ate food, you watched a movie, you tried on clothes, to your point, or bought makeup. So yeah, you're right, it is definitely a place. Now Costco, that's insane on a Sunday.
Oh, it was, I really did not like it, but it's because of Costco's hours. It's one of the times that I can go to Costco and catch them before they close. But it's like every step you take, there's somebody like right behind you
and doing samples. Like the samples, thinking, people are crazy.
This jackass, give me some space. And then you realize, oh, I'm the jackass as well as you encroach on somebody else's space. Because it is just, at least the Tacoma one, is just rammed on the weekends. Just every square inch full of people. So it was tough. But I was looking for a present. The girlfriend had her birthday this last week. So
happy birthday, the girlfriend.
Yeah. So I was looking to see if something sparked joy that I thought would spark joy for her. And I did find something. Actually, I found a couple things.
Really?
So, yeah, my Costco membership finally paid off.
Hey, there you go.
So I got her a couple presents, and I got myself a shirt and a sweater at JCPenney. So all things considered, I think it went pretty well.
Well done, you. I will tell you that here's a hack. If you're willing to pay for the privilege of not going to Costco, consider using Instacart. You don't need a Costco membership, and you can use Instacart, and they will do the Costco shopping for you. So it's, like a lot of these third-party delivery services, there's that upcharge. But if you're like really loath to go, but you're like, man, that toilet paper, I just need the toilet paper, or whatever it is, consider like totally not sponsored. Would be happy to be sponsored by Instacart. Yeah. But yeah, that's the deal with that.
I'll tell you the hack I used. Groupon has a deal, and I think they still have it going, where if you sign up for a Costco membership, I think it costs like $60. they give you a $20 gift card for Costco. So it ultimately only costs you $40. So
A, that's amazing. And B, Groupon, talk about a
blast
throwback.
from the past.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love that. All right. Wow. So much information. Okay. We probably now have to take a break so that we can talk
absolutely. Yeah.
about what vegetable we are. So I'm looking forward to hearing, I know you're nuts, but let's see what else you are. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Eric Ryder.
I'm Stacey Heller. I'm the other one, as in the other host of the show.
Yeah.
So you ready for this?
We've reached the time of the show where we talk about our top topics for the week. And our top topic, of course, is selected by the Wheel O Topics. Each week I spin the wheel. And people should know that, Stacey, you're the one that adds these topics to the wheel. And so each week, I like to get a little insight on what the hell you were thinking as you added this particular topic to the Wheel of Topics. And in this case, it was, what vegetable are you?
So I think people do the whole, when you get one of these table topics things or, icebreakers and whatever, common things are like, if you were an animal, what would you be? Or, I don't know, whatever it is. And I was like, all right, vegetables. Like, fruit lends itself to everybody's sort of sweet or sour or whatever it is. But like a vegetable, I feel like you can be a little bit more philosophical about this. And you know me, I am constantly trying to figure out, who am I really? And so that's sort of true and sort of not true. But I just thought it would be interesting to figure out, especially since I'm not constantly eating vegetables, I'm kind of bad about eating vegetables. So given that, what vegetable am I going to pick? I mean, a baby carrot, that seems silly. So yeah, it was just one of these kind of icebreaker rando questions that I thought could be interesting. And I was trying not to think too much into it, but then with my final answer, it ends up being quite deep, actually. So
Sure it does.
It is. It's so deep, Eric.
Okay, so I think got to establish some parameters for this, because as I find, there's so many vegetables that are actually fruits. And there's actually not that many fruits that are actually vegetables. So do we want to include the things that are colloquially thought of as vegetables but are technically fruits, or do we want to limit this to just hardcore vegetables?
Okay. What?
Tomatoes for instance.
Right.
Instance.
I get it. Yes.
Are actually fruits. Bell peppers, fruits, not vegetables.
They have seeds, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say, based on what people traditionally identify as a vegetable, even if it's technically a fruit, that's what you have to choose from.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Okay, good. I'm do you need a moment? Are you good? Let's go on.
So why don't we start with you? What vegetable are you?
Thank you for asking. I am an artichoke. Here's the deal. First of all, with an artichoke, who the heck ever even thought like, ooh, you know what would be good to eat? This member of the thistle family that just doesn't seem at first glance appetizing. But then you peel away the layers, and in each layer, there's something meaty there under the surface, but you kind of got to get to it. And then the deeper that you get and the more layers that you pull apart, you get to the literal heart. And it is so delicious with butter. And who doesn't want to be better with butter?
Mayonnaise in my case.
Okay, well, whatever. Tomato.
Yeah.
I know. Some people do mayonnaise. Some people do like a hollandaise type thing. I am personally a melted butter girly. And, you know, I also think that they're pretty. I think they're kind of like, they're simple and complex simultaneously. It's like they're tough and tender.
They're only tender once they're boiled.
Well, yeah, okay. Yes, whatever. You could grill them, like
so you've got to be, or if they're pickled.
Yes,
and
I
only
like
the heart, really.
I like getting pickled.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I like the idea. Now, the other one that I thought about was actually like very specifically the little tomatoes that grow in the window boxes where my lake house is, because I don't like a big tomato, but I like the little ones that grow and you can pop them in your mouth and they're just happy and joyous and simple and like you don't overthink it. And so I think that's the vegetable I aspire to be.
Okay.
Versus the brooding artichoke that is like, I want to be seen, peel away the layers and get to know me. So, yeah. So I'm a needy, brooding, tough but tender vegetable, and I want to be like simple and cute. So, what about you, Eric?
Yeah, I really don't know on this. I'm not sure I understand this metaphor even now. But
you're such a guy. You're such a.
I'm gonna say tomatoes as well because I like tomatoes, and I turn red when I'm embarrassed. So tomato red. Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of look like a tomato sometimes.
Okay.
And I think they're one of the most versatile of the vegetables out there, albeit technically a fruit. But they need the right conditions to grow and to thrive. And if they don't have those right conditions, then they suffer and die. And so,
they die right on the vine.
I feel like exactly, yeah. And they're so much better when they're grown in your own garden. I don't know what that says about me, but
I mean, you are a hometown kind of guy. You're super loyal.
Yeah, like I said, the right conditions, and then I thrive. With the wrong conditions, I do very poorly. So I guess tomato would be my thing. Although I'm partial to carrots as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to go tomato in this wonderful topic.
Hey, look, if you want to populate the wheel of topics, you go right ahead and you can come up with brilliant things to talk about, debate, and discuss.
Okay.
Every once in a while, there's going to be a clunker. It's just the way it is.
It's entirely possible. But yeah, the other thing is I'm saucy. So.
Okay, look at you.
So, it makes sense that I'm a tomato.
So if you're sweat out, do you take off your skin?
Ew. What?
Yeah, when you sweat out a tomato.
We need to pick the next week's topic.
All right. Well, and by the way, hey, listeners, if you have some ideas that I can populate the wheel of topics with, then please do that.
Absolutely, yes. You can email us asking at don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text us.
475-999-2726. We would love to get some ideas. I would love to get some ideas. Apparently, Eric would love to get some ideas.
Absolutely. All right. So do you want to know what next week's topic will be?
I do.
Lottery winnings.
Ooh, okay. What are you going to do with them? What's the first move you're going to make?
These are good questions.
Right? I have like actually spent time thinking about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a ubiquitous kind of question that everybody like dreams about what they would do with their lottery winnings, that the like state lottery has actually incorporated that into their advertising for the lottery, which seems like a natural choice, of course, but for years people didn't actually do that. So, yeah, and I think this is a great topic.
It's a great topic, especially on the heels of our allowance discussion this week. So there you go.
Yeah, and folks, if you've got thoughts about Dear Krabby's advice on allowance or anything, then yeah, please write in.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you can also ask us questions. We would love to share our opinion. So, Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. We always appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. And hey, we'll talk to you next week. Have a good Memorial Day, everybody.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening.